Yeah, this is a beauty. Oh hey, how you doing, fellas? It's your boy Meta, coming to you from the Metaverse, wrestling representing SPW Singapore Pro Wrestling, and you're watching Wrestle Geeks.
Welcome, Wrestle Geeks. This is your host, the Geek Trevor Firth. I'm being joined by the modern day Viking, Jake Scriven.
Hello.
And our Impact Predictions champion, the Hive Simp, Jordan Talbot.
Yellow.
So we missed a few weeks, guys, and sorry about that, everybody. But things have been busy. Things happen. How have you guys been? What's up?
Can't complain.
No, nothing much. COVID's nearly over in the UK. Like, the cases aren't going away, but it's nearly over. We don't have to wear masks anymore.
There we go.
Our vaccination rate is really high. Is going up really great in my province, but we still have to wear masks in that until August probably.
Yeah.
Last couple weeks of Impact have been a little lackluster for me. I'm just gonna say this episode from the 15th of July was really good. I liked it.
The one thing I do want to say,
yeah,
over the last few weeks, I think it's amazing how Kenny Omega can shave his beard for Impact, and then by the Thursday or whenever AEW's on, have a full-on beard again. Like, it's incredible,
right? Ah, man,
it's amazing.
That is the pro wrestling god, Kenny Omega. That is how good he is, man. That's his abilities.
Well, I shaved this morning, and I've got this.
Yeah, that's the issue with doing 3 months of recordings worth of shows in one set of recordings. Hopefully Impact never goes that long again. It has literally hurt their viewership to do this. It wasn't worth it in the end. They really should have done like a month and a half at a time at most.
Yeah, I'm really worried and stressing about when they get the fans back, and you and I have already discussed it, but like when the fans come back and you get those spoilers online, it's going to be hard not to see them, and I don't want them. I hate them. Like, I don't care if you go and look at spoilers, that's your choice.
Yeah.
But personally, I like to see this.
Yeah, I'm like you. I don't check out the spoilers. I pretend like everything happens weekly, like this is actually moving forward, and you know what I mean? I let myself believe it. For lack of
that's it.
Term. Jordan, how do you feel about how this long stretch of recordings, man? You happy it's finally done?
Definitely, and I think after Slammiversary they should just do week or 2 week tapings, or if they ever had to go for a long time of taping, just a month.
Well, that seems to be what they're doing. Slammiversary, of course, is on the 16th. They seem to be recording then a couple days after Slammiversary. And then I believe their next set of tapings, they announced it on this episode, was for was during the 15th, 16th, 17th of August. That range, I believe. Which is awesome.
Yeah, and we've got fans as well for that, so.
Yeah, that's going to be great. I'm excited for all that. Now, before we go into BTI or into Impact, I have one thing I want to bring up and I want to rant about. Normally, I don't talk about, I am not a UFC fan. I don't like MMA, okay? And it's not because I don't respect what the guys do, it's because I don't respect the fans of MMA. So, just the reaction to what happened to Conor McGregor, the way he broke his ankle, the way people talk about it online, the way actual diehard fans talk about it online is disgusting. These memes, these jokes, all the man, it is. You don't see wrestling fans do this shit. We don't do this. When people get hurt, we come together and we feel bad for the performers. We don't treat them like crap and tell them their career's fucking over. That's bullshit. It's really usually I don't care, I just ignore it all, but this time it struck a chord with me so much that I have to say something. It's fucking stupid. It's disrespectful. Disrespectful to the people who dedicated their lives to get into that octagon and to entertain you. That's the way I see it.
Completely.
I personally love MMA, so everyone's opinion is their own.
Yeah, But I mean, well, then there you go, man. As a fan, seeing the other fans' reactions, it must bother you. I know the way you feel about wrestling and about the performers in wrestling. So you must have the same appreciation for the UFC fighter, for MMA fighters.
Here's how I look at it with MMA, and even in wrestling. If somebody you really don't like gets hurt, there are going to be, no matter what, in every sport, in wrestling, MMA, there's going to be those idiots who go and are happy that person's hurt or injured or anything. But I can tell you there's enough people out there that, understand and respect what people do. It's just sad that, there are a majority of people who are, just sad, pathetic people.
Yeah. I just had to bring it up.
But I just
Do you know what? All the people that are taking the piss out of Conor McGregor, yeah? Would they say it to his face? Because I know I wouldn't fucking say anything.
Man, even in a cast, I wouldn't say anything to that man.
No, not for 1 second.
Other than, man, what happened to you is really unfortunate. That's all I would say.
But before we go on, I also want to say something, and I just want to send my condolences out to the legendary Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, who sadly passed away. Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, one of the greatest of all time. His list of accomplishments are 3-time WCW Tag Team Champion, former television champion. His feud with Hulk Hogan in 1986 was Feud of the Year. He was a Hall of Famer in 2005. Pro Wrestling Illustrated Most Hated Wrestler in 1986. Man was a true icon, and it's very sad that enjoy these legends while we have them, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely. And if a promoter or a booker goes out of way to bring these legendary names to a show, go talk to them, man, because the things they can, even as a fan, the things that they can tell you and the stories or anything they want to share with you, trust me, they are more than happy to talk and spend that time with you.
Into this show, let's get into everyone's favorite segment, BTI.
Yeah, so I want to take this, mate. Unfortunately, I want to talk about Iceman and how this week has just completely smashed it. Like, he's done such a good job. The info that he gave us is that Diana will sign a contract to face someone at Slammiversary. Now, that's something I would have never guessed. I'm really glad he was there to let us know this. He didn't tell us who it is, and that he doesn't know who it is, but he's told us she's going to sign a contract. And that, to me, is the most important news I needed this week from anybody. I'm so glad he's done it. It relieved me. It relieved me.
Oh, and what was it the week before? I've seen people hanging backstage that aren't signed to Impact. Wonder who they could be. I'm like, what do you mean, wonder who they could be? You said you saw people. Tell us who they are. What is this?
Yeah.
It was dumb.
And unfortunately, the last 2 weeks, we haven't managed to put one up. But I had to sit through it, mate. I sat through it so I could talk about it. Yeah, and wasted 7 years of my life with him just talking about how there's going to be people there and she's going to sign a contract. What? Are you joking? I could make up things better than that.
Yeah. I had a friend with me for the last 2 episodes of Impact that I watched, and there was a handful of times where she looked at me and went, Impact confuses me. I'm like, yeah, but I still find it more consistent than WWE.
What I love is after every time Iceman talks, yeah, you've got Gia, who's like, oh, I just don't know where he gets his information. What information? Have you not watched wrestling before? Everyone signs a contract before a match. What? You're amazed by that? What?
So the match, let's just go into that, because at this point, guys, I think from this episode on, we're clear to just say we're not watching. None of us are going to watch BTI anymore. We're watching it just for the match. I'm not watching.
The thing is, I am going to watch it every week just so I can fucking listen to what he's got to say, because one time, we're not going to watch it and it's going to be like just major, like.
Man, if it happens.
But I will put myself through that agony.
But yeah, Chris Sabin versus Johnny Swinger.
Johnny Swinger. Oh my God, what a match! This match just made Sabin look weak. He's going into his match with Moose, and to me, he just came across weak. Like, he should have just destroyed Johnny Swinger, like Moose did to Hannah.
Well, you can't beat
We'll
the
get onto
Swing
that.
Daddy.
Like,
It's not-
What did you guys think of the match?
I thought it was a 5-star classic.
Okay. So I enjoyed it for what it was, but I do agree with you that Sabin looks weaker coming out of it. If they wanted to make Sabin look a little stronger while still making Swinger look good in this match, the way they should have done it is that Hernandaddy, Mamarella, and the other Swingerellas should have all gotten involved more often. That's all.
Also, when you text me Hernandaddy, I read it as her nan daddy. Like, mate, we're close. Don't call me daddy yet. Like, come on.
No, Jeff. No. We're not going down that road.
Yeah, so the match, Sabin wins after doing an outside dive to Hernandez. He gets back in the ring, hits Swinger with the cradle shock. And that's all I've got written down, mate, because the match, to me, I was just amazed that they put Chris Sabin in a position to win and yet still look so weak.
His opponent was Swinger, and he gave Swinger too much offense.
Yeah.
Yeah, or did Sabin just not have enough to... He only won by the skin of his teeth.
So he's going to get destroyed by Moose.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even think Moose could beat the Swing Daddy.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Because
no, we're just ignoring that.
When you are the owner of the Swingers Palace, the place where dreams are made, you will have to you have to be a true god to build a place like that. And, you know, Moose and Sabin have big arms, but their arms aren't big enough to be god, and Sabin just got lucky.
Oh my God. Oh, that was good.
You got lucky, so congratulations, Sabin. Moose should be a cakewalk if you beat the Swing God.
Before we go into the main show, everybody remember, like, share, subscribe. If you really want to help us out, the best you can do is go to patreon.com/WrestleGeeks2020. That everything we make there is going to go back into the channel to help it get better, bigger. And now let's go into the main show itself. July 15th, Impact Wrestling. It starts off right away with a intergender tag team match, technically. I mean, Caleb with a K and Tennille versus Jordan Grace and Rachel Ellering. So is Caleb just part of the women's division, or is Caleb and Tennille just team up whenever they need to, but they're never actually going to compete for a title, right?
I think they're just teaming up for the fun of it.
Yeah. It's kind of how I feel too.
I like seeing them team together.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't care who they face, men or women. They look pretty good together.
They do. I'll be honest. You guys know it. I'm a huge fan of intergender wrestling in general. So yeah. Having a women's tag, like, they have a women's tag team division, they have a men's tag team division. Great, good for them. But in a lot of indie promotions nowadays, just do intergender for your tag team division. But take us through the match, yeah?
Yeah, so Jordan and Rachel start off good, but Dashwood gains the back control when facing Rachel. Dashwood did a great job of cutting off the ring. Rachel makes the hot tag to Jordan Grace, and who hits a sit-up powerbomb on Caleb for the 2 count. As the match comes to a close, everyone lands their own signature, ending with an assisted U-range, I think it was called, that amazing finisher team thing that they did together, Rachel and Jordan. And Jordan picks up the pin on Caleb for the win.
You know what I think they need to call that finisher? They need to call it a May Swing Grace. Like Amazing Grace.
Yeah.
Amazing Grace.
Seriously?
Yeah. I don't see you being creative.
Shut up.
I don't
You're
do
not the
names.
dad. You can't make bad jokes
Did you
like
just,
that.
wait. Did you just say I don't see you being creative to somebody who is literally lead creative of a promotion?
Oh, that's cute. You dare to dream, little feller. Dare to dream.
Oh, those are big words, Jordan.
Yeah, well, talk to me when you get a VIP pass to the Swingers Palace.
Oh, for God's sakes. But no, it's a great match. I really like it. I love the coordination between the gear between Caleb and Tennille. I could have done without the pants pulling down spot personally, but whatever. Then we get a great promo from Sammy. Well, it's more like a vignette, right?
Yeah.
And it's just showing footage of Sammy and it's showing footage of Omega going through it, and we just have Sammy talking about how dominant. He agrees. Kenny Omega is dominant. Kenny Omega is one of the greatest, but he's not the Death Machine. He's not Sami Callihan. And when it comes to a no DQ match, that's his element. And this is quickly followed by a Deonna promo that is pretty much the exact same thing, except it's just her saying she can handle anybody. Doesn't matter who her opponent is. It just kind of recaps last week a little bit. And then it goes into Scott D'Amore and Deonna backstage. Jordan, take it away.
All right, so you guys, they start off with a beautiful shot of the Impact Knockouts title, and Deonna and Scott are talking. But the great things Scott does is he lays these little winks about who it could be that Deonna's gonna face. And here's what he says. He says, "I mean, look, Deonna, you have been a great knockout champion, one of the best. And I know sometimes things around here get to be a little bit of a hot mess, but Slammiversary is truly going to be iconic. And I don't know. We're in Nashville here. Things get crazy. Might be a little hardcore country." So for people who don't understand, when he said hot mess, he was referring to Laurel Van Ness, who goes by Chelsea Green. And of course, iconic is, of course, the beautiful Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. And of course, hardcore country is Mickie James.
Yeah. Yes, and all of those are amazing. Like, all four of those women are amazing choices for a title match.
I will say, the one I was very disappointed to, no disrespect to her, she's an awesome talent, but if it was Mickie James, I would be very disappointed.
Oh, complete opposite, man. I would love it to be Mickie James.
I just think, in this time, they should bring in I would rather see, I don't believe it'll be Chelsea Green unless ROH has a deal with Impact to let their talent come over, because I believe she's part of Impact, Ring of Honor now. But I would be much rather seeing one of the Iconics.
I mean, if the Iconics, I don't remember what the new name they trademarked is, but if they come in, personally, I want to see them go for that tag division because, that just makes sense to me. Mickie James, I want to see her here because I want Deonna to keep her Legend Slayer gimmick. Keep the Legend Killer gimmick alive, but taking out somebody like Mickie James makes a lot of sense to me. And then, hot mess. Well, Laurel Van Ness, I think, we all, I think most of us know where Laurel Van Ness is going to end up, or Chelsea Green is going to end up on the show.
Also, talking about Ring of Honor, Impact have actually got, what I've read is Impact have got a good relationship with Ring of Honor, and they're mending their relationship with the NWA, which opens up a lot of doors as well. And we talk about the forbidden door with AEW, but if you look at wrestling in itself, I really feel like Impact Wrestling's the one that's opening that forbidden door more than anybody else.
Absolutely. They're the middle ground. And a lot of it is thanks to the Good Brothers.
Oh, yeah, completely.
Absolutely. They have those connections everywhere, right?
Yeah. But my opinion, I don't want anyone other than Britt Baker as the person that faces Deonna. Like, I will be disappointed. I'm sure it's going to be a great match, whoever it is, but I will be disappointed. And I expect to be disappointed. But I want Britt Baker to come out and challenge her. That's the only person. And I want her to lose. I want Deanna to win because Deanna's my absolute favourite female wrestler at the moment. You know, I just think what she's doing is amazing. Followed by Tennille Dashwood, in all fairness. She's killing it as well. But
Yeah, Derek. I agree.
Deanna is my all-time favourite knockout, like, or female wrestler, or just wrestler, just a wrestler. She's one of my all-time favourite wrestlers at the moment, and I love seeing her in the ring, and I want to see her versus Britt Baker, and keep that kind of forbidden door open. Like, if Kenny loses, you know, it keeps that forbidden door open. Just let things carry on. Yeah. And I think it's important that they have someone who's not just Kenny Omega coming in through this forbidden door. I think it needs to start bringing more wrestlers, both sides, either way.
Yes, absolutely. Hopefully now that like COVID is chilling out, that's a thing.
Yeah.
Personally, I think all of those were swerves. I think it's gonna be Awesome Kong. And mostly because it was Gail Kim that came out, and the way Gail Kim talked. I don't know, something about the way Gail Kim was talking about it felt like, you know, I already know exactly who I'm going to get as your mystery opponent. I have this person already lined up type thing. And if it's Gail Kim saying it, I really feel like it's going to be either Mickie James or Awesome Kong.
The other person I'd accept is Bryan Danielson. But again, I want him to lose as well. So.
Oh my god. You guys are insane.
It would be a classic match, but
it would be a good match, like, let's face it. But Deanna's got to kick his ass.
Yeah. So we head into the next match, which was a match between one half of each team for the Knockouts tag match. We had Tasha Steelz versus Havoc.
Yeah, this was a fun match in my opinion. Lots of back and forth, and it's your classic big powerhouse versus smaller, quick, witty athlete, right? So, go ahead, Jack.
So Havoc dominates to start, as you'd expect, but then Tasha Steelz really shows why she's the Knockouts Tag Team Champion, or half of it, and just gets this great comeback, you know. But that didn't last, with Havoc overpowering Steelz and getting the pin after hitting a tombstone pole driver on her.
Yeah, no, I thought it was great for what it was.
Solid match. Two solid wrestlers.
It was. I look forward to seeing them at Slammiversary tomorrow. I'm so excited for it. I'm really looking forward to that match. My only concern is, we'll talk about it when we get to with Decay backstage.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. Next, we get a little backstage segment with Susan.
Yeah, I love this one. It's beautiful. So we see Kimberly walking back and forth, and for fans who don't realize, James Mitchell was brought in to bring Su Yung back, and so she's waiting. The doors open. Who comes out? iPad Susan. And Kimberly's looking at her, and Susan then claims that everything went exactly according to plan. And Kimberly says, "So you know about Su Yung?" And Susan just says, "I've known all along." And she starts to, like, "I don't know about you guys, but she was scary as hell in this thing." And she drags Kimberly into the room and laughs and closes the door. She goes into the room and closes the door too. This was creepy.
Yeah. Like I said, my friend was with me. She normally doesn't watch Impact. She is a wrestling fan. She just doesn't watch Impact normally. And she's like, "Oh my god, what is happening? I need more." Like, she was pulled right in, and I'm like, yeah, I agree. I'm right there with you. Like, this is great. This is fascinating.
She was creeping me out. I almost wanted to get pulled in.
I reckon we're going to have Su Yung and Kim Lee as a tag team, and they're both going to be a bit dark.
That'd be beautiful.
I would love that. I don't mind a repackaging for Kimberly. I feel like she kind of needs it. to be honest.
I agree. I feel like she needs it as well, and I think the best way to do it is to go with like Su Yung, Kim Lee. I think it works really well as a tag team. Like, it's just stuff that I was thinking about, and I don't know. I could see it working well.
I agree with you. They function really well together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then we go into the match, which is Steve Macklin versus Cal Hero.
Great name. Love that name.
Yeah. So let's just say this is what it was expected to be. It was definitely just a squash match where he just beats the hell out of Cal Hero. Macklin seemed to get Macklin goes to make him quit, and he says like everyone did to me. And now I've stopped feeling scared of the bloke, and I just feel sorry for him the way he says like everyone's quit on me. You know, just felt like it was a big whiny pussy. And then Macklin hits the elbows to the head, followed by so it's called, his finisher is called the Mich Han Oku driver, and I've destroyed the pronunciation.
Michinoku driver.
Michinoku.
That's the one. That's what his finisher's called, mate.
I was like, who is it? Mitch Onoku.
Yeah, Mich Onoku.
Mitch
That's
He's a
Jay,
great guy.
I love hearing you trying to pronounce Japanese names. It's magical.
Mate, I struggle to pronounce English names. Steve. Oh, Stephen. Sorry, mate.
That's great.
Yep. I will now never believe that Englishmen have the best grasp of the English language.
I'm dyslexic, so I'm rejected by the English culture. That's why I've gone to Norse mythology.
Hey, love, man. It's
Fair.
Oh, dyslexic. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but then he gets on the mic and he just says, "I'm done waiting," like, and now he's been watching and stuff. And you know what? Again, he doesn't intimidate me. Now he just said everyone's just give up on him, and he seems like a big whiny pussy, like I said a minute ago. Like,
yeah,
honestly, it's
that hurt him. I think that really did hurt him.
Yeah, he shouldn't. Not everybody's a talker, guys.
Yeah.
Like, Impact is giving everybody mics, and it's not always the best call. But like, it's not just that for him. I feel like, I don't know. You're tired of waiting for what? Like, they can't put you in the X division. You're not an X division guy. What are they going to do? Shove you right into the main event scene right away? Like, no, Morrissey definitely should get to that spot first, but Morrissey's not even in a main event level yet.
This is my problem. This is what I'm seeing is like an identical run from him and Morris's, and like literally it's jobber after jobber, and it feels like they've just gone, yep, just pass them on to the next one. You know?
And that hurts both of them.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Hopefully they figure something the hell out. Next, we get a weird backstage segment with Decay and Jessica Havoc, where Rosemary's essentially just inviting Havoc to join them, but like officially be a member of Decay.
Yeah.
But
By that.
James Mitchell shows up.
Yeah, which pisses me off because in the segment before it's like Su Yung had done something to him, and it kind of made that way, you know, Father James Mitchell's struggled to get Su Yung, and then literally the next backstage segment you've got him rocking up talking to Decay, and I understand the history with Father James Mitchell and them, but if they really they contradicted each other so badly.
It's all bad history, so him just rocking up like that and Rosemary being like, yeah, we worked something out, and Jessica Havoc just being like, fine, I guess. It's just like, are you serious? It's lackluster. Like, why is James Mitchell even here involved with them in any way? Yeah. Decay has never had involvement with James Mitchell. Rosemary has only ever dealt with him when she's been solo.
Yeah, he's not needed, you know, like, as good as he can be on the mic. Yeah, and he can be really good sometimes. You know, some of his promos, you go back when he was like with Abyss and stuff, were incredible. Like, but I think, I don't know, he hasn't evolved the same way Decay has evolved, and I don't think he's needed.
He's not needed with Decay. He should have stayed over with Su Yung and Kimberly. They could use him more.
Yeah.
That's my opinion on that. Jordan?
Well, for me, I personally love this because anytime I see James Mitchell, I get a smile because he's just always awesome, and I love the Sinister Minister. He's just always cool in my mind. And, you know, Rosemary inviting Havoc to join them is a little hurtful because I'm still waiting for my invitation.
Did you not get yours? I got mine.
Well, I know you did, but, you know, maybe she's writing me a real personal one. It's going to be a beautiful one when I get it.
I think you scare
Eh.
her.
Anyway, I like this because I'm very excited to see Jessica Havoc. What happens with this? Now I know a lot of people I'm sure are saying like, well, they're doing the same thing with Kimberly, but I'm very excited to see James Mitchell become this guy who like takes wrestlers and changes them, and I think it's going to be something really special.
I can see that. I personally, I just don't think Havoc and Rosemary needed James Mitchell at all. I think Havoc should have just joined Decay. She basically looked like she was already part of Decay anyway. Yeah. And I think that should have been more about just saying we are definitely a tag team instead of just two people put together. Instead of having James Mitchell, personally, I don't feel like it was needed. You know, that's just my opinion.
I agree.
You know, but then we go into the next match, which is Ace, Fulton, Rohit, and Shira versus Josh Alexander, Trey, Pete Williams, and Chris Bay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy with this match.
I mean, like, when you get this many of these guys in the ring, you know it's going to be good. Like I've said before, the X Division is just a little bloated, so they do a lot of these really big matches. But other than that, I mean, like, I have no complaints about the match, other than the fact that we get a little bit too many of these.
But
I was talking about the ending of the match. That's what made me so happy.
Oh, yeah. No, I agree. We'll save that. I was talking about the match itself.
So we'll get into the match. So Rohit and Pete start the match off. He tries to hit a Canadian Destroyer, and goes for a pin attempt on Rohit. Rohit tags in Ace. Josh gets tagged in. Josh goes for an ankle lock, but Ace escapes. Trey gets tagged in. It just shows how amazing he is with all the offense that he did and kicks and stuff. Madman gets tagged in and picks up Trey and does like a snake eye thing to Ace's knees, who's just gone and sat up in the corner. Madman hits a running boot on Trey for a 2 count. Rohit tagged in as legal man, and then the heels just kind of like all set up on Trey and just take him out. Eventually Bay gets the hot tag and gets in. Josh suplexes Fulton. Rohit hits 1,000 moves on Josh. Like, it just seemed like he was just hitting with everything he had. William hits the Destroyer. Ace takes him out. Trey takes out Ace, and then Bay rolls up Shira to get the win. Sorry about that, guys. That was a lot.
Don't worry about it.
But the ending of this match made me so beyond happy, if I may, Trev, if that's all right.
Go for it, dude.
So we do the classic thing where, you know, they're all standing, like the good guys are in the ring, you know, talk trash to the bad guys who are all outside. And, you know, everything's, you know, it's the classic good guys versus bad guys. But Chris Bay swings a chair and smashes it on Josh Alexander's back and runs away. I was so happy he did that. Not because I hate Josh Alexander, but because they are keeping Chris Bay as a heel. Because as I said in the last time we talked, guys, I was really angry that they were making Chris Bay into a face.
I agree
but
with
I'm
you.
happy they are not doing that. They are keeping Chris Bay into this, you know, you guys can be on each other's sides. I'm on one side, and that's mine.
I agree. I didn't expect it. I didn't see it coming at all, which is something that you got to love when that happens in wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the way he just like turns around and hits Josh, and then like hits Trey, and then gets chased off by Williams. It was just perfect. It really was. You know, and the heels on the outside just with that shock look. You know, Especially Ace, who just sold it really well, like he didn't know it was going to happen. It was really entertaining to watch and really fun.
Oh, I loved all of it. That one moment was probably the best moment of the night for me.
Other than Iceman, yeah.
Not go there. We talked about that already. It was a disappointment.
Like my life. That's a joke, guys. My life is fucking awesome. But yeah.
He says the sad face of a man that just needs a hug.
We'd give you one if we could, Jay. We're just too far.
Get longer arms.
No, I'm following the 6 feet distance.
Next, though, we get backstage with Myers and Sam Beal walking around. And Myers, they did that stupid goddamn hidden camera. Like, I'm standing behind the pole. I have a giant camera. Nobody sees me.
Love that.
What I think's really funny, it was through a door, and you could hear them like they were in the same room. That was just awesome.
Just because the door was open, and he eventually just walks in and follows him down the hallway.
Yeah.
But Myers is trying to hire Hernandez, and Hernandez is like, nah, I got a full-time job now. Like, I work at Swingers Palace. Like, I don't need this. And then you see him standing in the doorway, talking to somebody, being like, hey, I know you don't like Cardona. I know you guys have history and beef. And that's all we get.
Yeah, oh, I loved it.
Next, Myers in the ring with Sam, of course, and calls out Jake something because he lost, so he's got to own up to it and say that Jake is a professional. Matt Cardona comes out with Jake something though, and Myers starts losing his shit, of course.
In all fairness, he did say he was a professional.
Yeah, he did.
Just that he was going to stick in mid-card talent. Yeah,
he was never going to go anywhere. Jake something's a great name because he's got something. But that was good. That was clever. I really liked it.
Yeah.
Myers is winning me over, winning a lot of people over.
Myers is great, dude.
I hope after Slammiversary this Cardona Myers things ends, so we can focus more on Sam Beal and Myers being a tag team, and that's what I want to see from Myers coming up next. Really,
I agree, because after they all start brawling, right at the end to save Myers, Tenille comes in and gives a low blow to Cardona.
Yes.
So Tenille and Caleb are there now, and they helped out. Great. But what I hate is when everybody's leaving, when they're leaving all together, you have Sam and Jake just on the floor together, completely forgotten and tossed aside, right? I'm like, that feels weird. I don't like that. Unless for some reason they start teaming together all of a sudden. But whatever. Don't care.
If Beal was up, he would give that segment the Beal of approval.
Oh God.
It was the Beal good moment of the show.
Okay, so for people who don't know, the history is that before Cardona dated Chelsea Green, he was dating Tenille Dashwood. And it's okay, that's going back a few years, all right. That's why Cardona's I don't even talk to her anymore. What the hell? What the hell is this? And you're just I didn't talk to her in years. What's her problem? Because I kind of felt the same way.
I guess she just couldn't handle that Long Island Ice D.
Oh God.
Fucking hell.
That's terrible. That's so bad.
So next we go. So I'm just going to follow it quickly so we can talk about it. So we get Cardona backstage, and D'Amour's like, "You can go and find your own partner for Slammiversary. Make sure it's a woman." Basically, is what he says. And obviously, all the hints are pointing at Chelsea Green. Yeah.
I mean, it feels like the obvious choice to a point where not doing it is possibly a detriment.
I agree. I think if she shows up, she should be like, "Why are you touching my man's junk with your elbow? With your forearm?"
I know you said agreed, but don't you mean a green?
But you know who I want it to be? I want it to be Taylor Wilde.
I got nothing for Taylor Wilde, guys. You can skip that.
It was just a wild night tonight. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, that's
Jordan, do you agree with me? At this point, it has to be Chelsea Green, because if it's not Chelsea Green, it feels like if it's not, it's just a disappointment, right?
It has to be.
No, see, I even said to, like, I was watching it with my missus, and I said, like, you know, it's gonna be his missus. It's got to be, but I don't want it to be. I want it to be Taylor Wilde. So Dashwood can be like, well, I thought you were my tag team partner, kind of thing. You know, I know she's been off with personal reasons for like the last few weeks.
But she would totally say that. You're right.
Yeah, but I think that to me feels like a more fluid. Oh my god, I'm making up words now, guys. Fluid motion to go down with the storytelling. You know, if you have Taylor Wilde as his tag team partner,
it's not a bad idea. I just feel like they really set up introducing Laurel Van Ness this way because of the whole bringing up the relationship history.
Yeah,
that's the only reason why it feels like it being Laurel Van Ness / Chelsea Green is so obvious to me. Anyway, I'm sure we could keep talking about this one in circles for a while. But match number 5, Moose versus Hernandez. And this was so quick, so nice. Thank you.
Yeah, so this match, so to me, this match shows that Hernandez can match Moose's power and strength. Right? Literally, from the beginning, Hernandez, had the, you know, he gets him outside the ring, throws him into the ring barrier, throws him into the post, rolls him back into the ring, and then Moose just hits his lights out spear and gets the pin on Hernandez, and that's literally the whole match.
I've already sent in my resume to replace Hernandez as bouncer for Swingers Palace. I mean, if he could get beat that easily, he can't protect the Swingerellas.
Does this mean you're going to apply for the job, Gordon?
Damn right I am. I'm sending my resume now.
One thing I do want to talk about.
They're going to call me Jordan Daddy.
I like that. I love that.
Yeah, I know you do. That's the worst part. I can see it on your face, Jay. Oh man, that's so.
What I want to talk about quickly with Chris Sabin's match on BTI.
Yeah.
The one Swingerella seemed like she was different, and Chris Sabin had like this, like eye contact and stuff, and she looked worried. Is she a different Swingerella?
It's Swingerella number 2 specifically. She's always the one that stands in the middle between the 3 generic ones.
Yeah.
On the episode from last week, she was making eyes at him when he came in to Swingers Palace, and nobody was there because they were busy filming the skit to frame Sammy. Yeah. So Sabin, but she was the one making eyes at Sabin before he got jumped by Moose.
Do you reckon this is going to be a slow transaction into her becoming a wrestler?
I kind of hope so, because as far as I know, all 3 of them are actually being trained.
Yeah.
They are all talent.
I was actually wondering if that was his missus or something, like the way they were looking at each other, like.
I mean, Sabin's been at this for a long time. I don't know. I never looked into if he's married or has family or kids or anything. So, a lot of wrestlers just don't bring it up.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, this match to me, like, it made Moose look really, 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 really strong, and it made Sabin look even weaker. Again, because you compare it, you have to compare the two matches. But then last match of the night, we got
then we get Moose, who gets a chair, goes to put it on Hernandez's ankle, and Sabin makes the save, and then Sabin puts the chair on Moose's ankle, goes to the top rope, but Moose gets away. Again, I don't know. I just don't think Sabin's. He's not going to win. Let's face it.
I think Sabin's going to lose and get his ankle smashed.
I still think he looked great in this. Sabin, I thought, looked like, you know, at least he's not taking this line down. He's actually, you know, he was going to try to break Moose's ankle. I like that he was going to do something that Moose had done.
I like the fire, but I mean, I don't see it staying lit very long.
I'm going to say, like, about, I don't know, 12 weeks ago on Facebook, I saw someone saying about Slammiversary. Yeah, so this is before it was even being like announced and stuff, that it's going to be Chris Sabin versus Moose. And I remember reading it like, that's mental. Why would they two even face each other?
That was actually announced like before the last Impact special, dude.
Was it?
Yeah, when Sabin came back and attacked Moose out of nowhere from his in a hoodie.
No, this is
like
before.
Slammiversary, you and me.
This is. I saw this before that. Before Sabin come back, someone had said it's going to be Chris Sabin versus Moose, and I was like, this bloke's talking shit. Like his predictions for the card that we got, and out of all the matches this bloke predicted, that was the only one he got right. But I was just like, how did you get this right?
Oh God. But yeah,
and then we
have to the night.
We have a little skit with Don Callis and Kenny Omega talking about how erratic Sami Callihan is. And then we go into the last match of the night, which is Doc Gallows versus Willie Mack versus Falabar versus Joe Doring. Yeah, so Doc and Joe face to face in the ring, both taking. One sec, sorry, I can't even read my writing again. Both get taken out to the sides from the other two people, Bar and Mac, who just literally start fighting each other, both matched equally, and then both get laid out by Joe and Doc, fighting on the outside with Mac fighting Joe and Bar facing Doc, who take it back into the ring. Bar butt bumps Doc in the corner, and Carl shouts, "Stupid, gross butt." And then you get Doc and Joe beating down on Mac and Bar in ring before turning on each other. Bar getting knocked to the floor. Doc is on the corner and gets hit by Joe. Mac flying off the top rope. Bar catches him with a Samoa drop. Joe hits Bar with a crossbody, then hits him with a short arm clothesline and gets the win. Hello?
Simple match.
Did you guys hear me? Did you hear what I said, yeah?
Yeah. Sorry.
I love the stare down between Joe Doring and Doc Gallows. Man, I can't wait to see those two guys go at it.
This is my thing. I never knew I wanted this match until I saw them stood there, and I want it to be Rhino and Doc versus Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows.
Yep.
Doc Gallows.
Rhino and Frank versus Good Brothers? That'd be great.
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
I agree. That'd be really, really, really good. But this was a great way to end the show. Oddly enough, followed by Willie Mack did kind of feel like an afterthought once the match was done.
Yep.
But I will say that they both did fantastic jobs, and the match would not have been anywhere near as good as it was without them. So.
This is the thing with, like, look at Falabar. It wasn't that long ago that he was just doing nothing. He was portrayed as a homeless person, and then they put him with TJP, and he's caught my interest for the first time in his whole time in Impact Wrestling. He's actually caught my interest properly.
I mean, I feel like TJP really is the perfect partner for him. It's what he needed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't wait for Slammiversary. Hopefully we get a couple of surprises, a couple of random show-ups other than the two that we're supposed to have, the two mystery people. Hopefully we get something else, kind of like Heat, when Heat just like showed up last year. But thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. Come back for the Slammiversary recap on our normal time, which is going to be Wednesday when it's going to be uploaded. But until then, remember, wrestling is for everybody.
Or else.